Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin and this video is going to be diving into EMA's exponential moving average. 1 second and we'll pull up the charts. So the EMA, it can be used in any strategy in any way that you want. They're customizable in the distance of days that you want the EMA to measure. So if you look at my chart, I have a bunch on mine, but for good reason. They don't distract me at first. They did, but you look at the chart and the most important things are volume and price. So we take the EMAs not as a single pillar that tells us what to do, but you use the EMAs in collaboration with other things like price and volume and chart patterns, etc. By having these EMAs, they often act as a rubber band, and price will come down, touch the EMA, reclaim that EMA, and it's just seen as hidden levels of supply and demand. That is why I have so many on my chart, because it's like giving me not my 100% edge from EMAs. Of course, you need risk management, position sizing, constant adapting, and you must be able to manage your emotions. But having the EMAs gives me another way to gauge what is going to happen in the future. Now, as a trader, we know we're always going to be incorrect, even the best traders. So with all of that taken, internalized, let's check out the overall market. And you look at the daily chart of ES, the New York Stock Exchange, and I like to use these EMAs to understand, okay, if I have a tight pivot and the EMAs are telling me that there's a bunch of room, there is not too much resistance above the breakout, that inclines me to respect the trade as a better quality setup. Something I like to do with my setups is I'll grade them A, B, C, D, and depending on what the EMAs are doing, if they are telling me that there is a bunch of room, that's A+, because you don't want to take a trade, but understanding that EMAs are above, that's hidden resistance. Why would you take a trade that has hidden resistance right above? So these EMAs, you could use them in multiple fashions, whether you're buying a dip off of a tight range that is now building on the EMAs, and then you also use the volume. You see the volume was contracting while the range was built above the EMAs, and now when the range is breaking, EMAs are now pushing price up and volume is increasing. That's a perfect example of confluence. We want to see multiple factors come together for a trade to show that institutional money is interested and it's a high quality trade. So what do you want to ask yourself? Is price leading the EMAs? Are the EMAs pushing price up? Or is price under the EMAs? And are all of the EMAs pushing price down? Let's take a look at the weekly chart and look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 90% of my EMAs are under. So that tells me immediately, and then you draw a trend line, just a loose trend line, we're in a clear uptrend on the weekly chart. So, you could switch time frames, go to the max monthly. Once again, we are in a confirmed clear uptrend. As you see, all of these EMAs are underneath. And there's no secret sauce in trading. There isn't one thing that's going to make you give you your edge. But what an edge comes from is that confluence of understanding the market in multiple facets. You need volume, price, EMAs, trend, maybe some fundamentals, and a little news on your back. You use as many pieces, take from the great traders, and try to form your own strategy. So, if there's any other ideas that you have, like this is an EMA breakdown, I'd love to hear any ideas or video recommendations, critiques, or things you enjoyed. Let me go through this wonderful quote that I read this morning. It's just too good not to share. The man who conceives himself to be a failure type person will find some way to fail. In spite of all his good intentions or his willpower, even if opportunity is literally dumped in his lap, the person who conceives himself to be a victim of injustice, one who was meant to suffer, will invariably find circumstances to verify his opinions. So, essentially, we have the power by deciding how we think, how we act, and carry ourselves, what we do with our consciousness and our freedom. Do you want to have a more likelihood to succeed? Well, you set yourself up to succeed. You prepare and study. You treat people the way you would like to be treated. You put out more than you receive. If you enjoyed this, learned anything from this EMA breakdown, understand we always trade with the trend. We want the EMAs pushing price up, and tight ranges, we look for pivots and ranges to be tight. Volume contracting around these EMAs. But thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your day and drop me some feedback, whether it's positive, negative, or just advice in general. I'm here for it. Thank you. Enjoy your day.